Hello everyone who is watching this video. I don't know where you're watching it. Maybe you wanted to look at me, that would be nice. My name is Valeria and this is my channel. It is dedicated to the Enneagram. I will be talking about it a lot because this is basically the main passion that I have in life. My whole life revolves around the Enneagram. Not because I got into it and now that's a thing. I have always been into analyzing people involuntarily. I mean, it's something that I like to do. I enjoy doing that, but also something that I can't not do. It just happens. It's like breathing. That's what I do. Yeah. I have been trying to make an introduction video for a very, very long time, unsuccessfully. So I have decided to ask my friends, my very good friends, to ask me a couple of basic questions about my type. And my type is 6. I am a 614, and my instinctual stacking is sexual social. And so, in order to get this thing going, they asked me some questions that I think are pretty good. There are 6 questions, ironically. And I will try to answer them, but I think it might get very, it might turn into rambling in some ways. At some point. So I will start with how would you explain being in your mind? Maddening. This is how it is. To be in my mind is maddening. I mean, lately it has been better. Lately, I mean, at least, several months, but that's due to certain things that that have changed in my life. But before that, it was really maddening. It was just chaos, constant chaos, thinking, overthinking, being afraid of all the potential things that might and might not happen. It's I mean, it depends. It depends on what I'm doing, actually. There is this serene state of contemplation that I really enjoy. It happens a lot when I listen to the music that I like, or when I'm in some places where I can observe people from afar. And then it's a kind of meditation for me. I can just observe them and not even think much. It's just envisioning something, or not active thinking, not actively analyzing something. It's just you look in front of yourself and kind of in the detached manner. This happens, but not very often. For the most part, it's very loud. I would say that my head is very loud. It's never empty, or rarely is it empty. It's always problems. There is no contentment. I think that's the word. There's always the next thing, always anticipation of something. And with me, it's like a lot of my like insecurity in that way. Like I have a lot of insecurity about my competence in many ways. And I try to imagine how something will play out, and I try to prepare myself as good as possible for this situation that is in front of me, or like, you know, that I will be in soon. But unfortunately, most of my preparation revolves around how I will react to people and how I will deal with people, or how I will deal with stress or being overwhelmed, or like I know that I am not the most attentive person. I mean, I am attentive. My attention goes to people immediately, but even then, it can happen often that I will be talking to someone and I will completely like not hear what they're saying to me because I'm like perceiving their entire being, like I'm reading their face. I listen to cues of like what type they are. So like instead of just like actively listening to what they're saying to me, I am analyzing, I'm like breaking down, I'm like, oh, this. So it's like, and until at some point I'm like, fuck, I wasn't listening. Like now I can't, like I come back, but I've missed already so much. And yeah, so it's not like, it's just a matter of where your attention goes, basically. It's just most things are like irrelevant and boring to me. So it's just like my brain just kind of switches off and finds something else to entertain itself with. I'm a 6-wing-7, by the way. Yeah. Well, in general, I would say it's like anticipation of problems. Shit will go down. And envisioning something bad. Yeah, and again, with people, like I try to prepare myself for interactions with people, and I want to have a script. Like I want this life basically to be a movie. I want to, like, when I interact with people, I basically like, it's like going on set and having a script where I can be like, okay, yeah, I say this, then this person says this, then we go there, then we do that. And everything is kind of clear. But of course it doesn't happen this way. So life is too chaotic and random for my taste. I can't prepare myself for humans because they're unpredictable. I mean, they're predictable in certain ways. Again, like structure-wise, like personality-wise, in how they like their expression of their personality is kind of predictable, but not concretely. I know that this person will behave this in this way, but how the situation will turn out, or like what exactly they will say, of course, I can't know that. And that's a bummer. Although if everything was like 100% predictable, then it would have been boring also. I would probably, like, it's kind of boring to me already, like being able to predict what people will be talking about, generally speaking. It's already boring as fuck. Like my mind just goodbye. So if everything was a script, then I wouldn't have been here anymore. Do you trust your own thinking? I think it depends. It's always like, I need context. Like, do you trust your own thinking? No, I don't. In general, I don't. I always need other people's opinions, especially when I need to make a decision. I try to collect as many opinions as possible. But at the end of the day, to be honest, I already have my decision in me. Like, I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I want to do. It's just, I'm kind of looking for confirmation for my own decision. And if someone contradicts this decision, I get bummed out. It's like, why do you think it's a bad idea? I thought it was great. And they would be like, this is totally stupid. I'm like, no. No, it isn't. You're wrong. Yeah, so basically I look for confirmation of my own biases. Yeah, in terms of the Enneagram, for example, I can be like 99% certain what someone's type is. Like, I'm pretty good at typing, I would say. And I get better by the day. But I still don't trust, like, completely. Like, I would have to check with the people that I trust, who are also good at typing people, and like with them we need to discuss it a little bit. And if there is a consensus, then I can be like, okay, then that's the conclusion. If there is no consensus, difficult. Yeah. Sometimes I will be like so convinced that I am right about something that I will create a whole fucking logical system around it, or like a net of arguments of like why my opinion is right. And then someone comes in and be like this, destroy my whole argumentation just falls apart. Yeah. And when it comes to my taste, for example, I mean, this is not thinking, this is more like a feeling thing. My taste, I don't doubt at all. Like, I mean, how, like, yeah, my taste is my taste. Like, I don't have to trust it. I just enjoy it. What is guidance to you? Guidance to me, in a very idealistic sense, is knowing that someone is out there who has a path for me, who has a purpose for me, and my purpose is kind of outlined already. So I'm just living out this purpose. This is like more, I'm not a religious person in a general sense, or like, yeah, I believe that everything has happened. I believe that this place, whatever this is, in humans, that we exist by some divine plan. But this sounds so like typical, and it doesn't really get into what I mean by that. To me, there is a higher power who, or that is beyond time and space, that is just like a sphere, maybe, like something that encompasses everything. I don't know how to explain this, but one way or another, I think that time is like, it's not linear, for sure not, and that there are multiple scenarios, or like multiple universes or dimensions in which the same thing, not the same thing, like, it's really difficult to explain it this way. I'm not really prepared. I don't know why I'm going into this right now. The question is about guidance. Why am I talking about this now? Guidance to me is the feeling that I am supported, generally speaking. It might be a divine force, if you want to call it this way, that I feel like I am not alone. I feel like I'm not by myself. I feel like I don't have to be afraid of life. I don't have to be afraid of the future because someone out there has a plan for me. And I had been doubting that for most of my life. I felt some kind of connection. I felt like my life is not just, I'm not just here without purpose. My life has meaning. My life has some kind of path that I'm going. And this path is already there. And I'm just like waiting for things to happen, to unfold, basically. Yeah, I have been doubting that, but lately, like for the last, I don't know, maybe 2 years, I have felt very strongly the presence of this higher being, but how? Like, it's not like I feel it like day to day. It makes itself visible by synchronicity, by déjà vu, by just, sending people my way. And especially, like, there is always some kind of preparation for the next thing. It's always like, if something happened 3 years ago, for example, I would have been unprepared. But now I am. So it's always like, it's a process of being, of getting prepared. Someone out there is preparing me for the next thing that will happen. And when this next thing will happen, I don't know how it will happen. Like, I can never know, but I know that it will. And this will be the moment of like divine connection to me. In human terms, though, in human terms, guidance is this gentle observation, gentle participation in my fate, in my destiny, caring, not necessarily like, someone has to be present in my life. No, it can be from afar. But I need to feel this connection. I need to feel that someone cares about me, someone cares about my well-being and where I'm going in life, and they just gently, like, kind of also carve my path to something good. Yeah. What happens if you do not react, if you feel like you need to? Well, I will die, obviously. Well, I mean, it depends on the context. I mean, in some situation, of course, I cannot react. Like, there are situations and around some people, I have to really, like, hold myself together. But this will always come out somewhere else. Like, what is repressed in one place will explode in a different place. So I think for sixes, or like at least for me personally, I think it would help to dampen this reaction a little bit, to be aware of the intensity of the reaction, because sixes really tend to overreact a lot. But the need, like, really, yes, there is a need for reaction. It's almost like it's satisfying, to be honest, to react. It has some kind of satisfaction, but it creates unnecessary problems in the long run. Yeah, so I think the reactivity by itself is not a problem, but the intensity of it. I like reacting. Yeah, and also, like, yeah, if there is if under certain circumstances I cannot react, like someone else will receive my reaction. And this is something that I'm not proud of. I think that is very shitty. A shitty trait that I have, that, I'll just, what's the word? Take it out onto someone else or something. I mean, you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, this will happen. Not proud of that. How easily can someone change your mind? It depends. It depends. I mean, sixes are kind of their headspace is very penetratable because they're attachment types, and because like there is no much control of the mental space. They don't own it. Like someone, like a random person can just be like shit into your head. And this is something that is very, very annoying. I don't like that I can have like an opinion about something, and then some random person will just throw something at me, and then it will start growing in my head. And sometimes I'm aware where this thought is coming from, sometimes I'm not. It's worse, of course, if I'm not aware of where it's coming from. But when I am, then I'm trying to fight it. I'm really trying to. If I don't like this idea, if I feel like this is something that is like damaging to me, sometimes thoughts just grow by themselves. I really just feel like the thought is like starts growing out of nothing in my head. Until it takes the whole fucking space and I can't ignore it anymore. Then I have to react, and then I have to externalize and be like, this thought that I have is driving me insane. And it's not like the thought, like how it grows, is like it grows from one thing and then it starts having branches. All these negative branches in your mind. It's like a net of negative thoughts. All of them like revolve around some negative outcome of some situation, or just like the negative outcome of my life, whatever. Like it's always something negative. Yeah, so it depends. It depends on how strong my conviction or like my opinion is. Again, if it's something that is about my taste, like someone can, I don't know, be like, Radiohead is shit, and I'm like, you're shit, obviously. Like, you have no taste. Like, who are you anyway? Even if it's someone that I like or love, like if they say like, yeah, I don't like this, I don't like that. Taste is something that I don't take. I don't get offended. It's. I mean, I'm very judgmental of other people's tastes, but when it comes to my taste, I think, it's immaculate. So nobody, I mean, if you criticize me, then fine, but like it has no impact on me at all. But the thoughts, like opinions about like decision making, for example, yeah, I think it might be pretty easy to change my mind. Well, on the other hand, in some cases, someone really has to fucking convince me. I mean, it also depends on someone's intelligence. If we're talking about the Enneagram, for example, and someone is trying to change my mind about something that I'm fucking sure of, and they're not very knowledgeable, and that's like not someone who I would listen to, then it's just your opinion is irrelevant. But if it's someone knowledgeable whose opinion I respect, someone who is very intelligent, then I will listen to them. I don't know if I'm answering this question. How does it feel to be on your own? Also depends on what is meant by being on my own. If it means that I am, like, I have to make my own decisions, okay, like this. If my survival depends on myself, then I'm fucked. Like, it really feels like it's very scary, because to me, to rely on myself for survival, it's I can't. Not that I cannot provide for myself, even though that's also been quite problematic, like keeping down a job, or having enough money for something, just like securing my well-being, or like I don't know, securing my life basically. It has always been very shaky, and it still is. But I can get by if I have people who I can consult, who can provide some kind of guidance, some kind of support to me, who I can ask, who I can talk to, and who I can complain to also is very important. Someone who knows, like, someone who is knowledgeable in some way for me to navigate this shit, like the physical existence. But being on my own in terms of like not having a partner, for example, this is terrible. This feels like absolute death to me. I can't be without a partner, and because my memory is so not unreliable, it's like I always, like, I quickly forget the past. I forget that people exist. Like it can be like yesterday the person was here, and today we're not together anymore, for example, and this whole experience, we might have been together for like 5 years or something, and still the very moment when we're not together anymore and I'm alone, it's almost as like none of this existed. I rely very much on photos, videos, photos and videos to have a past, to know that something actually happened, that I actually had a life, that I actually existed, and that people in my life existed. Without this evidence, it's all like it vanishes into thin air. So I cannot be without a relationship, like without a partner. It's very difficult. Then at the same time, I have very, very high standards for my partner, so I wouldn't be just with anyone. Being without a partner can be manageable if I have other people in my life that I can talk to, that I can see and meet sometimes. I don't require that much presence, like physical presence, even from my partner, actually. Like I don't require that much physical presence, but it's more like a mental connection. And like, to be on my own means that I don't have this mental connection to someone or with someone anymore. Especially like if a relationship, not necessarily romantic, like, but friendship was very meaningful to me, and then it gets, this connection doesn't exist anymore, then this is when I feel the most on my own. And this is very scary. It feels like I'm in an actual black hole. Everything is black, and I don't know how to be. I don't know where to go. And my life is profoundly meaningless. And this is the worst. If I am alone, then my life is meaningless, and I can't live like this. So I will always be searching for people, like, to not be alone. Especially again, since I need guidance. I need caring people in my life. Yeah. Who will support me and encourage me, and what else? Yeah, I need that. So being on my own feels terrible. I don't like that. Yeah, that's it. I think nothing else to say for now. It's like 32 minutes. I kind of managed not to ramble too much. Yeah, so that's it. And if you're watching, or like if you finished this video, thank you very much for watching. I really hope for this channel to, or like for this to be an interactive thing. So if you're a 6, please also share your thoughts on this, or like your experience. Like, you can answer the same questions. Like, I would be interested to know what it feels like for you to be alone, what it means to you, and have you experienced that, and how did you get out of this? Maybe someone helped you. It's always like with me, it's always like someone helps me. If you're not a 6 or some other type, then also share your experience with 6s. Many videos will be dedicated to 6s on this channel, I guess. We'll see. Yeah, so I don't know what to say anymore. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.